Hello, welcome back to another video on astrology. In this video, I'll be doing part 4 of Karma and Astrology, and I request you to watch part 1, 2 and 3 before watching part 4 because this is just a continuation and I didn't want to make a long video, and that's why I split it up into several parts. And as before, in each of these videos, I'll be focusing on a subtopic, and the subtopic in this video is: do horoscopes really reveal all that is in your karma? And though I have concluded on this, I leave it to you. Based on the content of this video, you can actually um, voice your opinion. You can type them out in the comment section. Let me discuss with you an interesting story. I am actually reading out from the ebook The Fated Sky, Astrology in History, and it starts like this. It's about Astral Twins. If you know what Astral Twins are, fine, but in case you don't, let me explain to you. Astral Twins are those two people who were born on the same date, same time, and same place. So obviously, they both have the same horoscope, and these people are called Astral Twins. And it need not be biological twins because biological twins aren't usually born at the same time. So let me read out from this book by Benson Bobrick. The title is The Fated Sky and Astrology in History. One such famous case involved an English subject and his king. So he's talking about England. On June 4th, 1738, in the parish of St. Martin's in the Field, two boys were born less than a minute apart. One was William Frederick, later crowned George III, King of England, and the other, James Hemming, an ironmonger's son. Widely separated by class, yet bound to a parallel fate just because they were born at the same time, these two men, each in his own social sphere, lived out the edict of stars. In October 1760, when George III succeeded his father on the throne, thereby fulfilling his karma for which he was born, Hemming took over his father's business. Both men were married on September 8, 1761. Fathered the same number of children, even weirdly, the same number of boys and girls, suffered the same accidents, succumbed to the same diseases, and died within less than an hour of each other on Saturday, Saturn appearing again, January 29, 1820. So we have lot of research going on in this topic, Astral Twins, and you'll definitely find they will not have the same fate. Obviously, Astral Twins or twins can't marry the same person, or they will not have this, the same children. So many things will definitely be different that can be easily understood. Astrology does bind them because a lot of things are common to both. Now, if you think we have stories like this only from England or elsewhere, um, we have one from our home ground, from our own homeland. So let me narrate this incident. The king was blessed with a boy child, and he immediately called for the astrologer, as was the practice in those days. And the astrologer came. Of course, he was transported from his home to the palace by the help of the charioteer. So the astrologer cast the horoscope and gave a fantastic reading, and the king was very happy with it. And then after the consultation was over, the king asked the charioteer to go take the astrologer back to his home. And so the charioteer said, yes, fine, we'll go. And when the journey started, the charioteer said, my dear astrologer, I would like to tell you one thing, that at exactly the very same time, my son was also born. Then the astrologer said, I know you were standing next to us when we were consulting the horoscope, so you heard it all right. So, yeah, and the charioteer said, yes, I did hear it. And so, what do you think, sir? And then the astrologer said, whatever I told for the king will happen to your son as well. And it so happened after many years, as both the children grew up, they met in the palace once, and as luck would have it, the prince started liking the charioteer's son so much, and he said that I like this boy, and let him be in the palace. And so the friendship grew, and they were together all the time. So the charioteer's son starts living in the palace. So after many years, uh, the time came for their marriage, and as the king started the process of getting him married, the prince told his father, the king, please look out for a match for my friend as well, because I would like the marriage to be performed on the same date in the same place. And it so happened that most of the things that happened to the uh, prince also happened to the son of the charioteer. So you see that you'll find that certain things are indicated by the horoscope. Obviously, the charioteer son is not the same as the king, and there's a lot of difference. But experience wise, they both seem to be getting the same kind of experience. In fact, when I said the story to many people, they said actually the charioteer son is luckier than the son of the king, the prince, because the prince could only go up to this much. But whereas look at the life of the charioteer son, he has gone up 10x or 10 times from wherever he started. I was searching for some clues like this in Brihat Parashara Horashastra, and I did find a lot of statements that gave me uh, strengthened my belief that astrology is astrology is not a perfect science in the sense that it will exactly tell what you are. So I'm referring to Brihat Parashara Shastra Volume 1, Girish Chand Sharma's translation, page number 328, 117. Should the 10th Lord occupy the ninth house? You know that the 10th Lord and coming anywhere to the ninth or the fifth is a great Raja Yoga, because 10th is the Karma Sthana and the ninth is the um, Dharma Sthana. One is Kendra and another one is the Trikona. So you expect a Raja Yoga out of this. So Maharishi Parashara says the native born in a royal family, the native born in a royal family becomes a king, while as an ordinary person he will be equal to the king. So this is very startling, because you see that here Maharishi Parashara is mentioning the origin, the beginnings of the person. So unless you know the background of the person, there's no way you can actually start reading the horoscope, because though the yogas are there, you will have to know from which point of reference this yoga is to be studied from. So this is a very important aspect. For example, in Brihat Jataka, uh, Baramira says, if there is great luck based on a particular product that is related to a planet or a graha, and in the country that the person lives in, if that product is not available, then obviously he's not going to get gains from that product. You will have to use another product which is related to the same planet. In the same way, you can also look at the ninth lord, the 10th house. Maharishi Parashara says the native will be a king or equal to a king, or be a minister or an army chief. So you find that not every time we get some perfect predictions in astrology. Also, if you read Bhrigu Sutra, you will find Saturn in the fifth. The first line he says is childlessness, and two, he says there is some problem with children, and then he goes on to say that the person may adopt a child, And he also says, um, if the Saturn is well placed and aspected by benefics, then there is a possibility of daughters. So you find that there is a range of possibilities within the same combination. And it depends so much on the other person. For example, if a person having Saturn in the fifth marries a person having a lot of Putra Bhagya, just the opposite of this Putra Dosha, then surely you should expect at least daughters. But on the other hand, if the person marries a person having Putra Dosha as well, then the first statement, Saturn in the fifth will make a person childless, will also happen. So it's very important to understand this concept that though karma is 100% correct, the tool that we use for understanding karma, which is the horoscope, will not all the time reveal everything that you seek. So there is a limit to what astrology or astrologers can do. So it's always better that the astrologer knows the background, what is known as Kala Desha Patra. So unless you know this, you can't really use astrology. We have come to the end of this video. In case you have any doubts, please type them out in the comment section. And whenever I find the time, I'll answer them for you. And see you soon in my next video.